It is part of Indian ethos to come to help a fellow human being who is in distress. Indian society responded in a massive way when migrant workers suffered hardships during lockdown. There was a plethora of Seva programs across the country to help migrant workers. Well-known voluntary organization Seva Bharati and other non-governmental organizations work together to help migrant workers. Here are some glimpses of those Seva programs. When the migrant workers set off on a long journey to their homestays, voluntary workers cooked hot food and supplied to them at various places, including train journeys. They also supplied clean drinking water to these travelers. Volunteers placed footwear on the roads where migrant workers travel long miles in adverse conditions. At places, they conducted rapid tests, and at many other locations, temporary shelters were put up. Clothes and garments were collected in large numbers, neatly packed and distributed among migrant workers. Volunteers in cities and towns went around apartments and houses and collected clothes for this very purpose. Information was sent to migrant workers about food camps along their way. Volunteers took the initiative of sharing this information with other volunteers along the routes that migrant workers traveled, thus ensuring that at no point they stayed hungry. Those migrant workers embarking on long journeys were also provided with rice, pulses, oil and other groceries, neatly packed to last a few days. There was feedback from the beneficiaries that these ration kits were of great use when they were facing tough times.
వాళ్ళ యొక్క సాయం వల్ల మా బసవ తారక నగర్లో గరీబులైనటువంటి గుడిసెవాసులకు పోయిన లాక్డౌన్ యొక్క ఈ కరోనా పరిస్థితులను బట్టి వాళ్ళ సహాయంతో బియ్యము పప్పు నూనె ప్యాకెట్ మళ్ళీ ఇంకా నిత్యావసర వస్తువులు గరీబులకు మాకు కావాల్సినవన్నీ ఇచ్చారు. వారికి కూడా సేవా భారతి వాళ్ళకు మా బసవ తారక నగర్ నుంచి గుడిసెవాసులకు కూడా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నామని.
On the other hand, Seva Bharati and other organizations also arranged for buses on their own to send migrant workers to their hometowns and their native villages. For those workers who had been working at Hyderabad and had to go to northern states, buses were arranged up to Maharashtra and then a network arranged for their travel further to northern states. There were also buses to travel to neighboring states, to places such as Srikakulam all the way up in northern Andhra. The volunteers also made several arrangements for migrant workers who were traveling by the Shramik trains run by Government of India.
One very complex and a huge effort, monumental effort was during the migrant labor issue, where we participated in sending out the migrants from the stations in all the railway stations of Hyderabad, where we served them food, we gave them sanitary kits for the travel, and we also gave them food so that they can have it well during the travel period. So that we did on the same day. I think we had about 600 Seva Bharati volunteers who participated in distribution of food kits at the railway stations, and some of us actually stayed there for at least 12 hours because the migrant labor issue was so critical at that time.
Migrant workers are also children of Mother India. That is why so many individuals and organizations were deeply moved by the difficulties they faced and went all out to provide service to these workers.